Good morning, 4th grade. Today, day 3 of our experiments, we are going to be doing an investigation to see if we can make a balloon blow up without you blowing into it or using an air pump. We're going to try a different way. I have a question. Have you ever seen a hot air balloon? If you haven't, a hot air balloon is a basket and it has a big balloon on top, and the way that the balloon rises, right below the balloon, there's this little thing and it has fire that is helping the balloon go up, rise, and rise. So that's why it's called a hot air balloon, because it is using the heat from the fire to make the balloon rise. So we're going to be doing something very similar to that. But instead of using a hot air balloon, we're just going to use a regular balloon and some hot water. In today's investigation, we are going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens when we place a balloon on the top of a water bottle and put that water bottle in hot water. We're going to see what happens to the balloon. Would it be like a hot air balloon? It will rise and blow up? Let's start our investigation now. In today's experiment, we are going to try to blow up this balloon, but we're not going to blow it using our mouth. We're not going to blow it using an air pump. We're going to try to blow it up with a bottle of water and some hot water. Do you think it's possible? So what you will need for today's experiment is one balloon, an empty water bottle, and some hot water, and either a small bowl or something like this to pour the hot water in. So like we talked in the beginning, one of the things hot air balloons use is fire to keep them pushing up, and up. So I was thinking, if fire under a hot air balloon can keep it floating up, what would happen if I were to put my balloon on top of this and put it in hot water? So for today's experiment, what we are going to do is we're going to take our balloon and we're going to place it gently on top of the lid. Well, on the top part of our water bottle, so that it's covering it all. So here we have our water bottle with the balloon on top. Take this time right now, go on Nearpod and share a drawing. What does our balloon look like? I noticed that our balloon is laying very flat. When I touch it, it does seem to have some air inside. I wonder where that air is coming from. I didn't blow on it. Now that you have shared your thinking, we're gonna take our water bottle, we're gonna put it to the side. We're gonna get our bowl, hot water. You can either put a cup of water in the microwave for like 40 seconds, or ask mom and dad to help you boil some water on the stove. Either way is fine. I put a couple of cups in the microwave and warm them up for 40 seconds. We want to add enough water in our container that we're going to cover about half of our water bottle. So about, if your container is this big, about 2 pitchers will be enough. But if you just have a little bowl, you shouldn't need that much water. We're going to just dump all our hot water in there. Make this go quicker. Well, now this container has water that's like right above to here. It is pretty deep. So I'm gonna take our water bottle that we had, which has nothing inside of it, with our balloon on top. Our balloon is still a bit flabby. It does have a bit of air in it, if we see, but it's not really that blown up. Let's see what happens when we put it in this container full of hot water. Have to hold it down. I don't know if you guys can see, but the balloon seems to be expanding or stretching out like it's getting filled with air. The longer that we have it in the hot water, the more the balloon is moving, and it looks like it has blown up a bit. Look how much bigger and it is more full of air it is now. I'm gonna bring you guys closer. So let's watch it happen one more time. I squeezed the air into the bottle by squeezing it out. So now our balloon is all flat down again. We're gonna place it in the hot water. Let's just watch what happens as it sits in the hot water. Did you see that? There it goes. Our balloon is slowly blowing up. The balloon keeps getting bigger and bigger. Look. Our balloon was able to blow up just by sitting in this tub of hot water. Well, now that you see how we had our balloon sitting in hot water and it was able to blow up very slowly, I want you to, on Nearpod, draw a picture of what our balloon looks like now. Our balloon is much more filled with air. It is a bit more rounder. It is not as flat. But now that we've seen that, I wonder, how was our balloon able to blow up just by sitting in a tub of hot water? Let's talk about it. So we just finished watching that experiment, and even though it moves a bit slow, it was pretty cool how we were able to use just an empty bottle of water and some hot water and be able to be able to blow up some of that balloon. Well, the bottle of water really wasn't empty. See, remember how at the beginning when I first put the balloon on top, the balloon already had a bit of air? That is because the empty bottle water is actually filled with air. We really can't see air, but air is all around us, even in that bottle of water. And when we put the balloon on top, the balloon captured the air, and all the air that was inside the water bottle was going straight up into the balloon. But it was not enough air to inflate the balloon. So how were we able to make it expand? Well, in the bottle, we know that there was air, or air is an example of a matter. Matter is the thing that all items around us are made up of. when matter is hot, it expands or gets bigger. And when matter is cold, it contracts and gets smaller. So in this situation, when we place that bottle of water into the hot water, the heat from that tub of water was heating up the air inside. There is air in this bottle, and when we placed it inside the hot water, the heat from the water was heating up the air inside. And when that air was heating up, the air molecules began to move much more faster and take up more space. And it was moving, and then from that air that was in this bottle, it began to move really quick and eventually into our balloon. The air from this bottle that is trapped in this bottle, when it got hot, it moved into the balloon, and the balloon began to expand or inflate. See, what happens is that when air is hot, it doesn't just stay at the bottom. It begins to go up, and up, and eventually it went into this balloon, and that's how we saw it. It began to inflate some. It's really cool. If this water bottle is something that we use every day, but we really don't think there's air inside. We don't think how we were able to use those simple objects to blow up a balloon. If you blew up your balloon at home using a bottled water balloon and some hot water, please be sure to share your thinking with me, either to my email or on Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, remember that I am available for office hours from 2 to 3:30. You can stop by and ask anything, or even show me your experiment. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow for part 2 of our egg experiment that we started on Monday.